tip number 2 would be understanding the different types of taxes that we have here in Australia. So we are a profit first accounting firm, which I'm sure most of you have heard. So when we split up cash and we tell clients to separate your GST and your tax money, one thing we often get is, how is GST and tax different? Isn't it the same thing? No, we have a lot of different taxes like everywhere in the world. We've got 10% GST, which is a sales tax. So every time you buy something on most products, there is a 10% GST on there, goods and services tax. And when you sell something, if you're GST registered, you will also be passing on a 10% GST tax. So that is where you hold that 10% for the ATO and you report that monthly, quarterly, or annually, and you pay that back to them. So that's one type of tax. Then we have our estimated yearly tax that we pay each quarter with our BAS to the ATO in an instalment amount. So if your tax bill last financial year was $20,000, they'll give you, 4 lots of $5,000 to pay in the next financial year, to then pay that with your BAS, so that when it comes to the next financial, you don't have a big lump sum to pay. You've sort of been paying it in installments over the financial year that's just been. We also have PAYG tax, which is the tax you hold on behalf of your staff from their paycheck each week or each fortnight whenever you do your payroll cycle. That's also money that should be held in a separate tax account, because remember, all of these taxes aren't your money to be spending. So it's really important that we separate it out. And income tax. So that's your end of financial year tax that is owing. But obviously, if you're paying the installments, those installments will come off that final bill.
Such an important point that you mentioned there is this money is not yours, and so often I see tradies dipping in to money. They may be setting their tax or BAS GST aside into another account, often all lumped together, but it's still set aside, which is a fantastic start. But then what happens is we get a cash flow issue coming through, and there's, I'm just going to dip into it. And the temptation is very hard to resist, and especially when your profit and the rest of your finances have not been managed effectively, then it can be that temptation. But it is not your money. And so I know, Vanessa, this is one of your mantras. I'm going to quote you, is if you steal, you're stealing, aren't you? You use the tax money, you're effectively stealing from the government.